Love is Blind week 2, obviously last week. So I wanted to start. Obviously, Dylan hasn't said anything, but obviously Kirklin and Taylor are just full up on week 1. What do you think about the last thing? Because you guys had a few episodes, and then we can go
just
couple
remind
by
me
couple quickly.
like, what happened at the end of the
you
last
were
one.
at 3. Well, the only thing that
The
hadn't
last
happened
set.
is you didn't know about Carlton Diamond.
Oh yeah,
They had the big blow up.
I think I mentioned it when we were talking about it, but like they showed after the first episode, showed like a sneak peek of what was gonna happen, and I saw her like throwing the drink in his face, so I kind of just assumed that they like that would be the end of the yeah. They neither of them tackled that situation properly.
What
But
was the thing you said in the group chat that she says?
Oh,
like,
I got it saved.
What does she
It's
say?
so good.
She says like you're marrying a motherfucker or whatever. I can't remember what it was, but yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, that was the end of, and then it ended with Lauren and Jesus,
Cameron.
Lauren and Cameron being proposed on like the first set, right? Or is that just the first episode that I'm thinking of?
First episode, yeah.
Okay,
Because the first set, I think, I can't remember what the cliffhanger really was, but it's when they were just about to move in together. And then this set was they moved in together, and they met the parents, and then they went to the bachelor and bachelorette parties and stuff like that. And
yeah, it's man, it is it's a show. That's for sure. Do you have the quote?
Oh, I got the line.
Yeah, say it.
You ain't married to no average bitch, comma boy.
Comma boy. She's not calling him a
That's
comma
good.
boy. There's a comma.
Dylan, you weren't
And then
here
the-
last week,
Yeah.
so what do you think about this show?
Oh God, it's terrible, but
It's
it's also kind of enjoyable somewhat. Like I don't know, it's weird because I almost want like more from these people. Like I feel like they're very one-dimensional in that like Jessica talks about how old she is, and like the other couple, I can't remember the name, talks about the fact that they're an interracial couple, and that's like all they talk. Like it seems like they all talk about like one thing, and then it's like that thing becomes an issue, and then like that's just kind of the way the show works. So it's weird. I don't know. I like it, but I don't know if I feel like you guys like it more than I do. Obviously, it is a guilty pleasure thing, but I don't think I'm quite as in love with it as you guys are. Like I've been watching it on like 2 times speed primarily. I skipped past all the stuff with Kenny and what's her face.
Kevin. Oh wow, nothing.
Well,
big happens there, but
like not from the beginning, but the last couple
Yeah.
episodes, I'm like, there's nothing here. These guys are so boring.
well, there's
So
a
I kind of
weird.
skip past.
There's
them.
a weird thing I'll bring with them, but all of a sudden she's like not wanting to marry him now or something.
Really quickly, like
really quickly out of
quick
nowhere.
shift,
We can start with them because she's just like she came back from that trip and they're like hanging out and whatnot. And then she said some quote where she says she looks at him more like a friend or a brother than a husband now.
Just friend zoning him.
I don't. But they're
Days
about to
before
go
the
to
wedding.
altar.
Yeah.
They were one of my picks. My 2 picks were
Because
them.
they didn't have sex, though, you know? I think if they had sex...
But she said she wasn't attracted to him that way.
Oof, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
They were my lock couple.
That's
and
very friend zone.
I don't
But
know.
do you feel like that's just like put in there to make you have second thoughts?
It
right?
could be just to be like, oh, are they
It's
going
like
to
in
get married?
Survivor, they're like, this person's also on the chopping block, even though they really aren't. But they
Yeah.
just throw it in there to make you.
100% because it was so quick. But if they don't get married, then I don't know. But
Yeah.
I think they
Yeah.
will still.
I think they will. Yeah. Who else? So
So
the la-
let's just move. Kevin, do you have anything to say on Kevin and Kelly? Just because we probably won't return to them.
I just think that they need to consummate, and
They're not gonna. He's gonna wait for years. It sounds like.
then you gotta wait
Yeah.
till the wedding day because that's how you consummate the marriage.
I guess, but I
she
feel
might
like
make him wait.
I feel like they should have gone down the road of like Gigi and Damien and just let the bodies hit the floor.
It's working out
Gigi
for
and
them.
Damien.
Hit the floor.
You want to start? Let's go with Gigi and Javian about
Yeah.
their sex life.
Gigi
so,
and Damien. Oh my god.
They're
that-
probably my favorite.
That's
honestly.
probably my
Oh, yeah.
favorite moment of the entire show. And like
you
it
know,
felt
when
so-
you after sex say it's the best you've ever had, you realize that I don't say it back to you.
They've showed it like 3 times too. Like they remind you. Imagine being Damien
And, like, the
watching this and being
zoom
like,
in on his
saying
face,
that
it's like-
multiple times.
you can just see like his soul leaving his body in that moment.
You said it was good like twice.
Yeah.
Well, I pitched my conspiracy theory in chat that I think he's like an android. Like he's so emotionless.
Oh yeah.
Like I guess like, he's cried a couple times, but I just feel like even the way he talks, like it's very robotic.
Yeah.
So-
I get like major Dexter vibes from him when he's just like staring. like she'll be talking, he's just like
Is that just because he's a ginger though?
probably.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it
yeah.
definitely
Is he a ginger?
definitely
Oh,
follows.
he's ginger.
Oh yeah, he's
Yeah.
ginger.
Are we talking about the same guy?
Damien Powers, or we learned his name is Mark Damien Powers, the guy with Gigi, who you at first said was gonna be normal. I
He's
said
not a
just wait.
redhead.
He's redhead for
Okay.
sure.
It's like
Get a
a
Put a geek
ginger,
first poll
ginger
on
blonde.
Put a geek first poll on Facebook right now. Is Damien a ginger?
I will tonight. And
Salmon.
see if
Salmon
anyone
blonde.
votes.
Yeah, that was another thing, kind of sidetracked. But when I was correcting everyone that like it's Mark, not Matt, right? And then I realized that there is a Matt character in the show, and it's Barnett. Barnett is his
Right,
last
that's
name.
his
That
name.
like blew my mind. I'm like, why the fuck are they calling him Matt?
Well, same as Damien's. His real name's Mark.
Oh, is it? Okay, I didn't even know that.
Because remember this Bash episodes end with them at the wedding, and they said Mark Damien Powers. So.
Okay, I must have just been
Right,
on
Rowan's
Mark
name
or
is
something.
Damien Powers.
It's definitely
That's
one
what-
of those shows I'm not 100% on screen. I'm like kind of memeing or something on stuff that happens.
I do recommend it at 2 times speed. It's actually quite
Yeah?
enjoyable. Like that scene with
I was laughing in that Snapchat you sent me.
yeah, with Diamond and the fuck.
Average bitch boy.
Carlton.
Oh my god, that on 2 times speed is so good. And then like Jessica is somehow just as annoying. Like I don't
Oh,
know,
yeah.
it's weird.
She's already got like that chipmunk voice.
I
and
know,
then
right?
It's just when you crank it up speed, it's probably even worse.
It's really not somehow like
The
that is
when Jessica goes to Mark's like family's house, I honestly had to like skip some of that because I just found it too cringy. I'm like, I can't do it. Like it was just too bad. Yeah, there's quite a few times I have to
yeah.
skip
She's like that a lot where she like brings up the age thing and then people don't care and then
No one's
and,
cared
but she
so
like she
far.
wants people to care because she like wants an excuse.
Oh, yeah.
To like throw in.
Get me out of this
but she like
marriage.
tells her friends, she's like, guys, this is a really big deal. Like,
But
really
there's
bad
one
news. Yeah, there's one thing, and they're like, well, it doesn't matter. You said like last week that you don't care about that. And
So
they're like, she's like, oh,
I feel like she lied. She told her friends like she's having lots of sex, but they're not having any sex.
No, that was confirmed. They did have some
Yeah.
sex.
Oh, they did.
They did
Oh, I
have
thought
some
they were
sex.
just
They had some
lying.
sex.
Yeah. And now,
on Netflix,
One ball in.
Netflix Dark, you can watch the full sex.
because remember, Mark was talking with Kevin, who has still not had sex,
And he's like,
he said,
"Oh, yeah."
it's health to the relationship and blah blah
But
blah."
Kevin, so what did he mean back in that one episode where like I couldn't go for a run the
Well,
next
because remember
morning?
his exact quote was, "I'm not gonna kiss and
Yeah.
tell, but all I'll say is I couldn't go for a jog the next morning."
Yeah.
He was the one that
So
said that.
filthy liar.
Kevin, yeah. So he lied, but he never confirmed
Kevin.
that he had sex.
Who's
And then in
Kevin?
this batch, he's with Kevin and Kelly,
Oh right,
right? Yeah, the boring couple.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one that she sees as a brother. So this episode, yeah, he confirmed to everyone that he never lied because he did
He's
say
like,
I'm
everything but.
yeah.
Okay, dude.
So yeah, I guess he.
Is he trying to insinuate that they had anal sex, or is he
Yeah.
trying to say that they've just been sucking each other off? You know?
No, I think
Sucking
just
sucking
kiss,
the
I think
fingers.
just kissing. I literally
Sucking
think
on
that's
Just
it.
kissing?
Oh, I think so.
Really?
Oh, I think
Huh.
so. Yeah.
back massage.
Yeah, for her.
I
not
thought
him.
she said that she gave him a blowy though at some point.
Did she use
At the
those
very
terms?
least. Well, I don't know if she said blowy, quote unquote.
Everything but
The parent.
Is that what the kids
At the
call it these
parents'
days?
meeting.
Everything but. I mean, he used the word but for a reason.
That's
all
true.
I'm
Everything
saying.
but.
And she seems like that's her. You know?
So maybe they've
She'd be
done
into
some
that.
stuff, but they've not consummated
Yeah.
it.
I'm
I think
getting
they've
some
I
vibes
think
from
maybe
her.
some stuff has happened, but maybe just for Kelly and not for him because he seems not happy with the situation. So, but he's still ready to marry her.
Yeah, but and then so she thinks of him as a brother.
Yeah.
That is those quotes, man. That's not something good when you're about to walk down the aisle.
I think they'll. You got to have some happy couple. I think that's going to be them
No, I think that's gonna be Lauren and Cameron for sure.
because the next. Well, they say like the third, whatever.
The third event.
Yeah. So is that just the marriages,
It's
or are
just
they
the one
showing like
episode.
after marriage too?
That's what I want.
That'll
I'm
be next
hoping
year,
they
probably.
secretly drop like when you watch that you get a reunion special because I want them all to put them together. Most shows
Yeah.
do that.
'Cause
Survivor,
I
Big
saw that
Brother.
this was like filmed in like 2018 or something.
Oh,
so
God.
They have like post marriage
Yeah.
stuff.
I hope they
Shay,
do.
Though I don't
Shay
even
found
know if any
Gigi
of this
on
is legit.
Instagram. She hasn't
Everyone's
posted-
looking at Gigi.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone's like she's not wearing a ring and
Mhm.
they're not together, but
Yeah.
her bedroom looks so separate. But
Are they like? Can you find these people on Instagram?
some of them you can? Yeah,
Shay
yeah.
found Gigi. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah,
She-
because I wasn't 100% certain that. I mean, to me, this like all could have like because there's been actors doing this.
Yeah.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Like it's hard to tell.
Jessica,
Some of them, they
because it's
seem
such
over the
a
top.
dumb, over the top show.
Yeah.
Like,
Jessica is my least favorite, but oh man, Gigi is just crazy. That
well,
bar.
I mean, Jessica's the villain, right?
Oh,
She's the
100%.
show's villain.
Listen here, motherfucker.
Oh, she said that. I like, and just even that.
At the party too.
Oh,
my
yeah,
God.
around everybody else. Even though, what did he say to Lauren? You come off as like a blocker or
So-
something like that.
Like a
Everyone's like,
loner, like basically.
Everyone's like, what does that
yeah.
even mean? He's like, I don't know. I'm just being awkward. And then, but he's like, yeah. So Gigi to throw out that jab at him about the sex thing.
Yeah.
You don't want to be at that person because she's just like she's gonna hurt Damien at any chance. She's gonna go for the lowest.
Well,
fruit,
even
so-
when they were at the restaurant and he's like expressing all the things that makes him unhappy, and then she like picks up her phone. Yeah.
Oh, I was
Oh,
cringing.
yeah.
So funny.
See, oh, Taylor
Yeah.
found it on Instagram just
That's
like quick.
wild.
Oliver, yeah.
Can I see this?
Yeah, she has to promote a brand. So, do you think they get
Oh,
engaged?
Gigi.
Because it ended the cliffhanger. Do you think they get married, Gigi and Damien?
So
we'll go down
Gigi
the
said
couple.
yes, and
Yeah.
then it's basically on
We'll-
Damien right
we'll
now,
for
and
Damien,
he's balling
Mhm.
at the moment.
Yeah, they're making it look like he was gonna say no, and they like pan to the audience, and there's like her friends look like they were rolling their eyes or whatever.
They're
Like,
They always get like the best like screenshot. It's probably totally
Yeah.
taken out of context, right? Like a different part of the
Yeah.
speech.
Yeah.
Or something.
I do think though he is gonna say no because they keep showing this clip of some girl running out of the altar, and there's no other.
See, I didn't watch any of that next week's stuff. 'cause I
Oh
was
yeah,
like-
yeah. I saw
when I saw the first one,
Mhm.
I don't know if it was episode 1 or when.
Yeah, episode 1 had one, and
Yeah,
it showed a lot.
It showed
Yeah.
it showed stuff that didn't happen though too.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Well, that's what I'm hoping.
it showed deceptive stuff because
Yeah.
it showed two people that met and then they ran away like when they first saw each other.
Yeah, they did show that.
But then I don't know who that was.
yeah,
I think it was maybe the thing
Yeah.
when Giannania, whatever her name.
Gigi.
Yeah, she like ran away, but
Mhm.
then like she came back to him, right?
I
And it wasn't that she was unhappy. That's just like
yeah.
she kind of fucked with him.
yeah, I never watched that fully one.
I
I
don't
saw
know.
a bit of the other one, but yeah, I think
also watched this on 2x speed, so
Yeah.
I definitely passed over some stuff.
I think he will say no, and I think it's probably best that he says no. But
Yeah.
maybe there's some miscommunication. So we got them. Anything else on Gigi or Damien?
Dude, she's
Uh,
fucking wild.
She's crazy.
She's
She
nuts.
is.
I like I can see what the show or what she says, like she self-sabotages. I can definitely see that
Yeah,
clearly.
that's her thing.
But like
right?
I
that's her age thing. Is let's talk
Yeah.
about that.
I really like how the fact like they try to have that communication, and like her first like point on the boat, I don't feel like it was completely. He didn't handle it very, very well, but
that
like,
was the start of it.
it was the start of it, but it wasn't like as bad as it is now. Like
No.
they didn't break into that communication, which I feel like is good because
Yeah.
afterwards they communicated and it was fixed. I think that's great. But now she's on another level where
Yeah.
even when they're
Come back.
working out, she's like, "You're just gonna be on your phone," and he's like, "What? You were on your phone?" Like it's just so
Oh yeah.
such a dynamic.
And
like
he's out there throwing like cold hard facts, and she's like, eh.
yeah.
It's funny because when you look at like the other problems, right? Like Jessica and her long list of problems with why age is a thing. Like at least she has some explanations for it. Or like Cameron and what's the girl's name? Cameron.
Lauren.
Cameron and Lauren. Like obviously she's talked about how like the race thing could be an issue, and then like he met her dad and he was not happy about it and things like that. But Gigi's thing of like I self-sabotage, like what the fuck kind of excuse is
self-sabotage.
that to like I don't know. It just seems super weird to me.
Yeah. What is now all of a sudden? So I was against. You didn't tell me yes or no if they're getting married or not. Any of you? I'm saying
For
no.
who?
For Damien and Gigi.
I thought they were not for very long.
None of these relationships are gonna last.
Oh, they're all gonna last. Love is blind.
I think he's gonna say no. I think he's gonna go for his job and go back as the.
Oh, he
I
already
thought he
lost
gave
his
up his
job.
job.
He did, but he's
He's
gonna
gonna
go
get
back
it
for
back.
it.
Oh my god, they're all terrible.
What about you, Kirkland?
I don't know. You're kind of convincing me because I don't know. I feel like they're gonna say yes. I feel like the reason why I would say no is from like the producers like
Yeah.
using this deceptive like I don't know video footage, but it's flip of a coin honestly for those two.
Mm-hmm.
I think he'll say yes.
Okay, and what do you guys?
Oh my god, is that Damien?
It's Damian Powers. Instagram.
Look at that pose.
Yeah,
That's a singles man pose.
he has one going on where he's like this too and everything. And we didn't give the full on yes or no. I'm gonna say yes for Kevin and Kelly.
I'm gonna say yes. Yeah.
Kevin and Kelly.
That's his arm in this picture. I thought that was like an ass. There was just like a naked person next to him.
Kevin and Kelly.
Just
Taylor.
sniffing.
I'm gonna say. Oh yeah, I think that's a
She's
yes.
gonna struggle through with it. The boring couple.
The,
Yes or no?
the girl who's in the anal.
Yeah, everything but.
Everything but. Yeah, I guess. I
Mhm.
think those two are probably the most lock, you know?
They're my picks. They
Because, like, she says, like, that she sees him as, like, a brotherly figure, but maybe she's into that, you know?
maybe Game of Thrones changed that. So and then now all of a sudden,
There's got to be something, like Taylor, sorry, your name's not Taylor, your name's Kirklin. You have a theory about her.
Yes, I
wanna
was
hear
getting
about this theory.
vibes. You said Emily was feeling the same thing. I think that she's into some crazy like sex things.
dominatrix.
Yeah, and like
Why
like,
do you get that vibe?
Because like, oh no, like we're just gonna wait, you know. And there's no camera crews around. Cause like, I got to bring in props. I have like swing I have to set up. I got just like all these other utilities. I feel like she needs and like
put him in a rubber suit.
I feel like
she
it's
doesn't
like
want to have regular sex.
she doesn't want to like
yeah.
show that shit because then he'll probably talk about it on the show. Whereas like
or say I'm out of here.
yeah,
He
exactly.
gets
But like
scared.
if he's out of there, the show would be like, oh, why are you out of there? Oh, there's some things that happened.
Yeah.
He's like, she's like over his shoulder. He's all
Yeah.
paranoid. But I don't know. I just, for whatever, like, especially when they're in bed together, touching fingers, doing anything but,
Touching
they're
fingers.
like just certain things she'd be like leading to. It's like, like when I give you myself, I'm going all the way. Like we're like, like I'm not holding back. Like we're doing that. It's like
Yeah.
I am giving myself to you.
Like,
It's
you're
gonna be
getting
an
my
experience.
Kyogre.
Yeah. You're getting my Kyogre. That's exactly.
Not so little now, Kevin.
Yeah, so I don't like in that specific scene. I'm like, man, she is definitely into some crazy
Yeah.
things, and
Jesus.
Not
You know
judging,
the
not judging
signs.
or anything.
You know
but
the signs
yeah.
of a dominatrix.
No
Wow.
one to cut and run.
So what's going on with Laura and Cameron?
If you're not
Because
into that.
things were going well. They met the parents. Obviously, that was a little mix. But now Lauren, all of a sudden, like Dylan said, could be playing up for the
Yeah.
cameras. But then she's like, I don't know if I'm gonna go
I
through
think
that. Is she
she's-
just coming? Is that for the show, or is she coming through?
Yeah, her
like,
friends were kind of against it. Right?
No, I think
Yeah.
it's authentic. I think she's just starting to realize like what's actually happening.
I'm on a fucking reality show. And I met
Yeah.
this guy for 3 days. And
Also,
I-
she has like the trauma of like her parents like splitting up, so
Mhm.
like doesn't want that to happen, right? And then it's like,
Yeah.
how realistic is this gonna work out? But like, yeah, and then she keeps just thinking about like the negatives of it, of like it is an interracial couple, and then she just sees the negative sides of it. Her friends aren't fully understanding of it. I
Because
don't know.
before, whenever he asked about the wedding, she'd be like, "Oh yeah, I'm just nervous about." It. But now she's like, when he's like, "You're gonna say yes on that day?" She's
Yeah.
like, "We'll see." It's
Yeah,
like,
We'll see.
it's
you
interesting
never
too.
get married to somebody if their response is "We'll
Yeah.
see" on the wedding day.
I might just be like trying to dissect it too much, but like when they do like the little interviews of them alone, like comedy on the show, like that was already like that's after the show, right?
I think so,
From
or
the
like
beginning,
right
yeah.
before wedding day, maybe. Maybe they catch them right before wedding day, so they
Oh,
don't
okay.
want to influence.
They just tell
anything.
no, it's after, and they just
Well-
tell them to do it from the perspective.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
repeat
exactly.
The question
So
we say to you.
Every time that Cameron like starts talking about like falling in love with her, he gets so sad and like choked up, and
That's
I'm like
true.
thinking that she says no because he's deeply in love with her, and it's just like, oh, I was getting those feelings, like, oh, but it didn't end up happening.
Yeah.
That's
That's
like
a good point.
that's what I'm kind of dissecting on that one because
That's a good point. Yeah.
I don't know, because they did match up really well, and like it should work out, but it's I don't know.
Maybe in the real world,
Maybe
he's
love
just
isn't blind.
annoying. Maybe she just doesn't want to be with
Dude,
them.
I get
Yeah.
super weird vibes from Cameron.
I didn't
Oh,
feel
yeah.
that till the last episode.
He's a
You
serial
said that.
killer.
Emily
Yes.
said that he's a serial killer.
Yes.
And I didn't feel that till the last episode. Then I was like, oh, he is a serial killer.
His
I got a
voice is
recorded
too
fucking video of
His
him
eyes
doing
are
a serial killer
deceptive.
So
shit.
calm.
You got what, sir?
I recorded a video scene of him just totally serial killer mode.
Can you explain what you're talking about? Because that's a big allegation. You're
Yeah.
throwing at someone.
I got video of it.
I'm killing.
Look at he literally kills this guy on camera.
yeah, looks in the.
I liked it too when they were like picking out their suits or whatever, and he had his buddies, and he's like a computer scientist, dude. It's just like the most stereotypical looking,
Oh, yeah,
like
yeah.
like computer
Yeah.
nerds, for example.
They're like, did you assess the mathematical probability this
and, like,
relationship's gonna last?
Everything that he's saying, they're like they're just like number crunching. It's hilarious.
Play it and just watch his
Okay, well, I gotta see this,
expression
dude.
because
So,
it's just
so Taylor,
wild.
Lauren, and Cameron are they going to begin married
How
at the
about him
finale?
playing this fucking-
Ooh, I'm inclined to say, well, because Kirkland makes a really good point. So
I don't know
I'm
why
kinda
you're
inclined-
whispering.
I don't know why I'm
Do I need
whispering.
volume
either.
for this?
Yeah.
Keep going.
So yeah, I don't know. I'm not like I was inclined to say yes. They were like my go-to couple, but now
Mhm.
because Kirkland made that point of saying that, it makes me think that
Yeah.
maybe they couldn't.
he did change me too on that. and
Yeah.
I'm pretty worried about it.
because that was definitely my go-to couple.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so I'm the same. I'm the same as Taylor. Where I was gonna say,
Serial killer.
I was gonna say yes to
I
them.
spent every second of this experiment trying to find my way. See, I don't know if that gives me serial killer vibes.
but you have to look at his face as he says it because he's full Dexter. Like spent every second.
No, I agree.
Every
with the
guy's
face.
just
Yeah, yeah.
Dexter on here.
What were you saying?
I was the same as Taylor. That I was a yes until you did make your point about maybe him reciting this. So I'm still gonna say yes. I think there has to be some couple, and I think they got the best odds. But I'm not confident. I'm not confident in these.
I want them to work out because
Yeah.
I like them together. They seem to get
They
along
seem to,
well. but
like,
I like them
the
together
most
for the
I
normal.
kind of
4
don't like
weeks.
Lauren's voice though. I feel like it's too annoying.
Wow.
for me.
Wow.
I think
Pretty
only
high pitched.
I'm allowed to
Kelly
judge
and Kevin are the only ones now who are going to get married. I think that's my
Poor
that's
Kevin.
my-
You don't
He
think
doesn't
Mark?
even know. He's gonna watch the
No,
show
dude.
and be
For
like,
the show, they can't have that happen. Like, you know what I mean? If
What?
if the most boring people of all time are the only ones that actually get married, you don't want that as your finale,
yeah. I've always said there has to be 2.
right? Like, this show is not real. Like, at the very
I
least,
think-
they
I think
There
paid
has to be two.
people to like fake the
about
scene out or something.
Barnett.
I
we
Barnett's
haven't
up?
talked about that.
So yeah,
He is cutting and running. Is that
So
what you're
are
saying?
you no
Oh,
on
he's
Cameron
cutting
and
it.
Lauren?
I'm a no on Kevin and Lauren, or Kevin and
Cameron.
Lauren.
Yeah, they switch it
Lauren
up.
and Cameron.
Yeah, they're gonna happen.
Okay,
I'll maybe rescind my Gigi Damien one,
you're
but I'm pretty solid on the Kelly one. Kelly
yeah.
and Kevin.
You think it's
So
happening?
now we got we got Barnett and Amber, and
Oh, boy.
I'm gonna say no. I've actually liked Barnett a little bit in these last few
I like
episodes.
him more. He's growing
Yeah,
on me
but
for
he is
sure.
still pretty
when,
bro
when he
duty.
called sorry. I was just gonna say when
Yeah.
he called out Jessica like to her face, being like, "Oh, you're a good faker." Like I just grew so much respect for him because like from that moment when she was like, "Oh, you got those vibes from
Yeah.
me," no, like she was literally lying like to him, which I understand. Like
Yeah,
you gotta
yeah.
do that, but like and like when
she's
doing
manipulative, right? She wants him to say a certain thing.
Yeah.
I love that
yeah,
he's
yeah.
like calling it bluff and just
when she's
being a
doing
dick
like her
about it.
standalone interviews too. She like sometimes she's like, oh yeah, you know, I had these like emotions for Barnett, and then I
But
had to
they're
explore them. But yeah, she's
Then
literally
next episode, I need to talk to Burnett one last
so
time.
50% of like
One
her
last ride, baby.
standalone interviews, I feel like she's lying too, and
Yeah.
it's just
Oh,
like she's
yeah.
contradicting
She's like, I
herself.
really
in,
want
like
to be
the next
friends with
interview.
Barnett after this.
Oh
Like,
my
I think we've
God.
developed a really good friendship.
She's so wishy-washy, and it's
Yeah.
just like, oh my god.
She also wears an obscene amount of stuff on her eyelids. You notice that?
She
The amount
said
of
that she
makeup?
uses
'Cause-
the same
'cause she
like
drinks so much.
eyeshadow that she
She has to cover it up, you know. She's been drunk almost every second episode.
Oh my
She's quite drunk.
god.
and like
Yeah.
too much.
And her and Amber had a very strange
God.
interaction.
Dude, Amber, I'm gonna fuck you up. What did she say? I
If
can't
you,
remember.
if
Fuck
you,
you
if
up,
you,
man.
yeah, if you like get my man, if you take my man, I'll fuck up your life or
I'll
something.
end
And
you,
grabbed her by
yeah.
the face too. Yeah.
Yeah, she's scary, dude.
Oh yeah, yeah.
She's terrifying.
She's gonna hunt
I think
Burnett down.
she's very loyal, passionate. You know.
Oh, yeah?
She's passionate about something.
I'm gonna say no. I just don't think Barnett's gonna go through with it. I think he's gonna get cold feet. And just like there was that, she laid on the. I got 10,000 over 10,000 student
never
debt
paid
on him.
one payment on them.
So like,
She's like, I want to be a stay-at-home mom.
yeah,
Yeah.
she's just looking for a meal ticket. So I don't think that fully, but like that's what. There's been more negatives in these past few episodes than positives. His family does not like her.
No,
her
no.
dad looked at
That was
his
so
dad looked at the
bad.
ground the entire time she was there.
That was
Oh.
hilarious. That was fucking hilarious.
Because you know what
That was
happened
great.
was all of them were like, we'll be on TV, and the dad's like, I'm not being on TV, and then they had to talk him, and he's like, fine, I'll be on TV. I
And
don't
like
want to
she
be.
does her like snort laugh, and they're all like, ugh.
Yeah.
Well, it started off good. Like the dad seemed like friendly and everything. But yeah, you're right. As soon as she started talking and being way too flamboyant, he
yeah.
was just totally. I
Yeah.
fucking.
Well,
hate
And
this.
his brother's like multiple times like, dude.
He's in
Yeah.
his ear, like, don't do this. And you don't start with the like, oh, he's in between me and this other girl. And I was like, if you take another girl, I'll kill you or something. It's
Oh,
just
yeah.
like that's not like a conversation. So I think they're all gonna talk him out of it, and she's gonna lose it. But I think it's gonna be a no.
I'm gonna say a yes. But on that note of the parents, how do you guys feel about Damien's parents opting out and how he handled that?
Oh my god.
I
That's
had
pretty
massive
funny.
respect because I think I would do the same thing for my kids. It's like you're on this stupid show. Don't get married to this person, even if you're making money getting the Instagram followers. So if I just again,
They
Gigi
probably
was,
didn't want to be on camera, right? That's probably what
100%.
happened.
Yeah, I just think Gigi overreacted that again too. It's like understand the circumstances. You've been married. You're gonna get married like 4 weeks knowing each other. This is for some show for Netflix.
Yeah.
Like, oh, so disrespectful. We just wanted to meet them and blah blah blah. So
I mean, I understand it. Like from her perspective, like he had the power to make it happen still, even if they didn't want it. And like
Yeah.
he should have pushed it. I
Damien
guess, but
Powers. He's got the power.
He's Damien Powers. See those fucking biceps? Whew. Sizable. Anyway,
Amber and Burnett.
Yeah, that one I'm not too sure on because I feel like they definitely like each other, and like Barnett definitely likes her, and he's defended her a lot, which I was kind of surprised about.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, when you enter like the family factor of like, especially when she's like, oh, like if it came down to me and my or me and your family, like you choose my
Oh.
side, right? And he's just so
Yeah.
reluctant to
she's
answer.
not stable. at
That's
all.
another thing. That's another thing I've just grown respect on like Barnett for is like he's always honest. Like it was like, oh, we're getting married tomorrow. He's like, I don't know. He never like says like, yeah, totally. He's just like, nah, I don't know yet. like
He's
Yeah.
prepping her.
yeah, it's total but fuck.
Here's
Yeah.
a hard read on my part. What's gonna happen is Amber and Barnett are gonna do they're gonna do their thing first. Okay, he's gonna get cold feet. He's gonna back out. Maybe they don't even get to the wedding. Who knows? He backs out and then he hits up Jessica in the DMs. And he says, "Hey, what are you doing
DMs.
later?" And then she's gonna back out of Mark because she's like the only thing she talks about second to like talking about how old she is how much she still has feelings for
Yep.
Barnett and she wants to maintain that friendship. And so she's gonna see that DM and she's out of there. See you
Oh.
later, Mark.
I think she's
100%.
already out of there before the DM.
But I think that's gonna be the nail in the coffin. Is
Yeah.
she's gonna hear about Barnett or he's gonna send her a DM or something, and then she's gonna like they're gonna flip sides there.
I thought
And then
Amber
he's just gonna go and like hook up with her and then
dump her and move on.
sail off in the
Move
horizon. But like
I've been drafted to war.
yeah,
I think I because
I
they're
just think Barnett's too scared. Like Amber's brought up way too many red flags.
Mhm.
She's dropping them one after another.
Oh, yeah.
She's like, here is my whole hand. It's a bunch of
Yeah.
red flags. And he's
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm gonna fold.
I think Amber and Mark should get together. They've had good conversations together, you know.
Yeah.
Amber and Mark, Jessica's like,
Dude, that's the dream. Well,
they've had good conversations because at one point they're just like, "What's going?" They're over there talking, but they're just talking about like how disappointing they are.
or at
in
least
their
they could
significant-
date for like a few months and have
Yeah,
some
yeah.
fun, and then
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
think
think
either-
I like Mark enough that he shouldn't do it. So
yeah.
feel bad for that guy. He is so like rose tinted glasses on Jessica. Like no, like everything is going wrong, and like he knows that she's
she
like.
gave wine to his dog. Even I was like, all right.
I thought that was her dog.
I'm confused.
Whoever's dog.
I thought it was her dog, and then I thought it was his dog.
I think it's her dog.
Okay.
Yeah.
Either way.
I'd be like, bitch, you don't fucking feed my dog wine.
Wine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, either way, like, because the Mark thing, like, even back in the pod day, when they were back in the pods, the pod bay, you know, like the fact that she was so wishy washy, and like the day before, she's like, I'm gonna go with Barnett, and then she's like, no, and then Mark comes around, she like says yes at that point. Like, come on, Mark, you gotta realize that this is clearly she doesn't love you.
That's my hope.
So
I'm going to say
though.
it doesn't happen, but my hope is Mark's the one that leaves on the altar. And I love the altar conversation when they're just like, is love blind? They start off with the wedding.
Dude, the hosts
tune in to season 1.
Like, name a more iconic duo than the hosts and talking about the concept of love is blind.
Oh,
like,
I know. And it's like crazy.
So was it Jessica with Mark's family that said at dinner, like, oh yeah, it was between two guys or whatever, or was that someone else
that got
that
brought
said
up,
that?
right?
I think she did. And then they think she's just like, oh, but I connected with Mark. It's like, you lied.
Okay,
He's the
so-
second
choice.
So yeah,
He's been the
second
silver medal
choice.
this entire time.
Holy shit! So that was like the first arc that I was getting caught up in, and like I immediately did not like Jessica, and like she was constantly drinking. I thought at the beginning she had a good connection with Mark, and I thought she was gonna go with it, but when she just lays that out like the second thoughts kind of thing, and Mark's like, "What the fuck?" And he's just so dumbstrucken. But I just can't believe dumbstrucken.
Okay.
I can't believe. First of all, that
What
he
the
actually
fuck?
came back and took her back after she got denied by Burnett, which is just absolutely ridiculous. And the fact that it's like he's the captain of the Titanic and he's not telling anyone that it's sinking when it's fucking hit the iceberg.
Dude,
And
he
it
has
is
no idea.
going down.
When she was all hungover that one morning or
Oh, that
whatever.
big fight that happened.
And then she's I don't even know what he said, but she's like, yeah, you know, I think Barnett's sexy.
Yeah.
And he's like, what the fuck? And he just like left, went and slept on the couch.
oh,
Dude.
shit.
That was like 9 like red flags that he's already
Oh,
passed.
yeah.
He's like, another one? Oh, I'm gonna go sleep on the couch and it'll feel better in the
All
morning.
the lights were on. It's like, so weird.
oh, yeah.
on their vacation.
We're just like, should we turn this off? No, don't do it.
On their vacation, like I just feel for the guy because like there's so many moments when like she was totally drunk and he was like he said like one thing but it wasn't she received
big
it the
fight.
wrong way
Yeah.
and she would just
He
roll
receives
over
it-
and just shut down and he's just there like babe.
That happens so many times.
That scene in fucking Hot Rod.
That's happened so many times where it's one thing and then it's off to Schitt's Creek for him, and it's a big
Yeah,
thing.
and he
There-
thinks the solution is like let's make it like it was in the pods
Oh
where we
my
talk in
God, that
separate
is
rooms.
rough.
Yeah.
And then
She's just so
and
not
she's-
physically attracted to him.
Oh yeah, and then she's like,
she's nostalgic for the pods.
oh yeah. She even said, "Oh, I prefer this," or something like this. Like I like this better. It's like
Put a bag on his head. That's the
yeah,
next
I
step.
give you
probably.
Bubble Boy.
Counts.
That's the one I'm most intrigued to see how it goes down
Yeah,
because
no,
I'm hope
definitely.
my fingers are crossed that Mark does leave, right? He gets that high ground. I really hope that happens. But
Yeah, it hooks up with Amber. Yeah.
either way, I'm putting a big no. That's not going to happen. Those two, it's not going to happen. My worry is if it does happen for Mark, and I hope we get some updates.
Yeah, no, me too. I want like 3 months later.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what are they gonna have like one final episode or what's the deal?
Apparently, the weddings is the final episode next week.
And there's just one episode. Did they say that?
Yeah, it's just one episode. That's what shows
Oh,
on
snap.
Netflix,
Okay.
though. I'm hoping it
I thought they do
unlocks another
follow-ups.
episode. That's
Yeah.
what I'm hoping as a surprise.
Yeah.
Even a 15-minute, little update where they are now sort of deal.
Fuck
But
yeah,
maybe
totally what I
that's the
want.
episode. Maybe the first half of it is the weddings, and the next half is like the where they've been.
Yeah.
And, you know,
Well, especially like
Mark's
how
got Jessica
the
pregnant
last
and they're
episode
fucked.
ended. It like literally led into the wedding, and then we
Mhm.
got to see them like Gigi and
Yeah.
Damien Powers.
Do you remember
Damien
that?
just bawling his eyes out.
Powers.
You remember that scene when they were trying the wedding dresses on and Jessica puts hers on?
Oh
She's
my
in front of
God.
them. She's crying like, I gotta get out of this. I can't be in this. It's like, what are you
It's the
doing?
perfect dress. I don't think I should be in it.
I can't be in this.
in front of everybody.
Oh.
And like I love at first because they split them off for a little while. And I was like, oh, they're doing their own thing. But then they did the bachelor and bachelorette parties, and they just put them all back together. It's like, oh man, I'm sure they love this.
Yeah.
And I know it was for the show, but like, man, what a bummer of a surprise party for Amber to throw Barnett. It's like, oh look, it's all the people from the show. And I'm sure he knew, but like in real life, you'd be like, oh man, I really
Just
want
a bunch of weird dudes
Yeah, I really
hanging
wanna-
out at like a fucking art gallery. Like,
yeah, I really want to see these people again for my surprise party, like whatever. And here she has no money throwing all this stuff. And she was adding money on top of him because she's like, oh, the dress, this and that. So
Oh my God, I know.
The one of my favorite things is just the background people that you can see their expressions. Like the lady who's helping Jessica with the dress, and she starts crying in the change room. Her face just looks like she doesn't give a flying fuck about this
Paycheck, baby.
Oh
So-
yeah. Give me that Netflix money.
Yeah, I wonder how much the people got paid on this. That's why I was curious to like Amber and Barnett are so worried about this money stuff, but I wonder how much they made, or if it was just like, here, we're paying for your trip to Mexico and this. and
Yeah.
the thing.
I think it all gets
paying
paid
for your accommodation
for.
for a month.
I think it
But,
all
like,
gets
do they
paid
make
for.
do they make a
But,
lump sum on top of
Like
that?
the dress, though? You think? The
I
dress
think
is
so.
paid?
I think they're
And,
just
like, the
saying that
cake
for
and
the
everything?
show of like, oh, I gotta buy this
Okay.
and buy this. But I think
Yeah.
they buy it and then Netflix is like, here, we'll reimburse you. And then they have to get paid on top of that for appearing in
Yeah.
episodes.
I guess
So.
that would make sense.
I really got a kick when Damien confessed and was like, yeah, I left my stable job and career to find love. It's like, I understand you
understand?
crazy. I understand he wanted to go and find love, but he fucked up, all these people are beautiful looking people. He could have found someone, I'm sure.
It's true. They did
Jesus.
get like a bunch of scorchers for sure.
Yeah, like I'd like to see. I wish Taylor the Virgin was still
Dude,
kicking
really,
around.
can we get that? We're the leading Marvel Ultimate Alliance podcast. Let's also be the leading Love Is Blind podcast. Hashtag release the Taylor cut.
Release
I
the
want to
Taylor.
see
I
this
want
guy's
the Taylor- I wanna
adventure.
see
And we
this
know
guy.
I
the
want to see
footage.
this guy hitting up in the pods. I want to see the reaction of every girl when he says I'm a virgin. I want to
Yeah.
see that stuff so bad.
And thanks to a fan last week who commented on YouTube I talked with, they linked an article to all the other stuff because apparently Rory, who we thought was a plant, who
Yeah.
I still think is a
I don't
plant.
believe it for a second.
I agree with you,
Rory's
but
100%
according to the
plant.
producers, he wasn't a plant and he got engaged, but it broke off before, and then she started dating another guy that was in the show. So I'm hoping that there's a
Ooh.
second season, but it's just like
I really hope,
other
yeah.
stuff that was happened, or at least some bonus
Well,
episodes.
second
'cause
season would probably be like new people, new pods.
well, that I thought, or because they only said only 2 people more got engaged, so that's fine. But I was hoping more got engaged, and they were going to say, "Oh, we sent them to like a different island."
That's
So
what
it's
I
like,
was thinking,
This
yeah.
6 was a group, and then this 6 we grouped together, and they should do that. That'd be easy to film. That make one
Yeah.
season, then make another. But there should be bonus episodes because there's footage of other interactions that we've not got to see, and I want it too.
It's
yeah.
funny too because when they were when the guys were getting their suits like fitted or whatever, there was a bunch of extra dudes, and they didn't say at first that it was like their friends.
Mhm.
I'm like, oh, are those just like other guys that they had like that actually got engaged, but we just don't see them? Like that's like the next season or
Right.
something.
Yeah.
But then it was revealed as their buddies. I'm like, oh, I was hoping for just more
Yeah.
Just
juicy
a swath
content.
of people. They have hundreds of pods.
The pods. That scene when they're like, "Is anyone a virgin?" and Taylor puts his hand up.
He's like, yeah.
Yeah, and then
Me?
like the one guy made like a bit of a crude sexual joke, and he was like, he found it offensive.
Yeah,
Dude, he's
like,
so
Jesus
serious.
ain't cool with that.
Yeah, yeah, me. And like they're like waiting for him to like start laughing or
Yeah.
something. Like,
Oh,
That's
Really?
the thing. If they do another season of this, like I just want to see more of the pods.
Mhm.
Like I like that's
Yeah.
like that was the most interesting part of the show for me was just like the scare floor where they're all going out to their doors
Oh,
and they
yeah.
walk in and there's like music playing as there's like
the scare.
the
I love-
compilations as they're going into rooms.
I love
Like,
that guy. It was it Carlton and Diamond? I
Yeah.
think it was Carlton. Yeah, Carlton. When he was just like he was listening to Amber talk. I mean, he's such a dick because then Amber was talking and he quietly leaves and he's like this with like to the other guys like,
Oh, yeah.
don't go in
That
there.
would have been a combination of those two. So.
Oh my god.
Yikes.
Anything else until next week? Next week's finale. We're gonna break that down, of course.
It's gonna be spicy.
We got to see the wedding, see what
Can't wait.
happens. Oh, I can't wait either.
Love is
It's
blind,
a good
baby.
time.
Love is blind.
Ladies,
Hashtag release the Taylor cut.
Release the
Release
Taylor
the
cut.
Taylor cut. Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning in this episode. All of the description down below for the video audio feed. So please like, review, and subscribe. Thank you very much. We'll be back next week with a slew of new content,
A slew.
and it won't be boring.
Bye bye then.
Bye-bye.
Ciao for now.
Is love truly blind?